Coke mine?
Yeah. These legs are yours, too.
Hey, send me a leg.
Yeah, I'm going to. Right here. Are you all right? What's the matter with him? You look sick. You really look awful. Are you okay?
Pete! Pete!
What's wrong with him?
I think he's choking.
Well, do something. Don't you know what to do?
The breathing or respiratory system is made up of these parts: the larynx or voice box, which is connected by the trachea or windpipe, which transports air to the lungs. The epiglottis forms a lid to the larynx in swallowing. During normal breathing, the epiglottis is open. During swallowing, it closes to prevent food from going into the windpipe as the food passes down the esophagus to the stomach. Choking occurs when a piece of food, candy, or even a plastic object presses down on the epiglottis, keeping it closed, or gets under the epiglottis. It thus blocks the top of the windpipe so air cannot rise. The piece of food acts like a cork in a bottle, and air cannot reach the lungs or get out. The victim cannot breathe, and this prevents him from speaking. Thus, the important clue to recognizing a choking attack is that the victim cannot speak or breathe. Dr. Henry J. Heyimlich, a leading specialist in esophagus surgery, has devised a simple first aid procedure, the Heimlich maneuver, which has proven successful in saving the lives of choking victims.
It's very important to be absolutely certain that the victim is choking on food and not suffering from a heart attack, for example. You can be sure that he is choking on food if you look for these three symptoms. First, the victim of food choking cannot speak. You can check this symptom by asking him, can you talk? If the obstruction is complete, he cannot breathe. If the obstruction is not complete, you may hear a wheezing sound. A heart attack victim, on the other hand, can breathe and may speak or complain of pain. The food choking victim cannot speak or breathe. Second, he turns blue. And third, he collapses. That is, he falls unconscious due to the lack of oxygen. The victim cannot speak, but he should not panic and run away from people who could help. He should use, and people should recognize, this simple hand gesture to communicate, I am choking. However, you don't have to wait until all three symptoms appear before you use the maneuver that I'm going to teach you. Remain calm, but act immediately as soon as you recognize the first or second symptom. Do not wait until the victim collapses. Do not use mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. If you do so, you will realize that your breath is blocked from entering the lungs. Do not give the victim water to drink because he cannot swallow, and the water will remain in the back of the throat. Sometimes it's possible to reach into the throat with your fingers and remove an obstructing piece of food. However, you may push it deeper into the airway, and you may waste valuable time. Remember, you must be sure the victim is choking on food. Otherwise, by using the maneuver unnecessarily, you can cause injury. Would you please help me and take off your shirt, if you will? It's not necessary to remove the clothing when performing the maneuver on an actual choking victim, but we're doing so in order to demonstrate the maneuver more clearly. And this is how you perform the maneuver. Stand behind the victim. The rescuer places his arms around the victim's waist. Place your fist with the thumb side against the victim's abdomen, slightly above the navel and below the rib cage. Grasp your fist with your other hand. Press into the victim's abdomen with a quick upward thrust. Repeat if necessary. You see, there's always a large amount of air in the lungs. When you press here, you push upward on the diaphragm, which compresses this air, and the object pops out of the mouth due to this air pressure, similar to a cork popping out of a champagne bottle. If the victim is sitting in a chair, perform the maneuver in the same way from behind the chair. And the quick thrust applied just below the diaphragm forces the diaphragm upward. This movement compresses the air in the lungs and pops the piece of food from the windpipe like a cork.
Oh, I don't believe this is happening. Pete, are you okay? Can you talk?
I know what to do.